In the heart of Lagos, where gospel music fills the air on Sundays and the streets come alive at night, lived a girl named Rebecca Adams. At 19, she was known by everyone in her church as the perfect example of a godly young woman, with her soft voice, quiet smile, and long church dresses. She walked like a daughter of grace. Every Sunday morning, Rebecca stood in front of the congregation, her hands raised, singing praises with a voice so sweet it made people cry. Children looked up to her. Mothers prayed their daughters would grow up like her. Her father, Pastor James Adams, was proud of her and always said, "My Rebecca is a light in this dark world." But Rebecca was tired. Tired of the rules, tired of pretending, tired of living a life chosen for her. She didn't hate church, she didn't hate her family, but every time she looked out the church window, she saw another world, colorful, wild, and free. Girls her age wore makeup, danced at clubs, traveled with rich men, and posted photos online wearing clothes Rebecca was never allowed to even try on. They laughed loudly. They lived without fear. Rebecca only watched in silence until she met Jessica. Jessica was everything Rebecca had been warned about. Beautiful, bold, fearless. She wore wigs, fake lashes, high heels, and perfume that smelled like money. Her nails were long and red, and she always had a new phone in her hand. When she walked, heads turned. One afternoon at school, Jessica sat next to Rebecca in the cafeteria. "You're always so quiet, church girl," Jessica said, stirring her juice with a straw. Rebecca smiled politely. "I just don't talk much." Jessica leaned in, her eyes playful. "Tea, listen, and I know you wonder what it's like." Rebecca's heart jumped. "What do you mean?" Jessica smiled. "The life, the freedom, the fun. No rules, no one watching you every second. Just living." Rebecca had no reply, but something inside her stirred. Jessica looked at her closely and said, "I think you'd be dangerous if you ever stopped pretending." Rebecca laughed nervously. But deep down, she knew Jessica was right. The change began slowly. The first lie was small. Her father told her to come straight home after choir practice. Instead, she went to Jessica's house just to visit. Jessica's home was nothing like hers. No Bible verses on the walls, no soft gospel music. Instead, the sound of Afrobeats blasted from speakers. Girls in crop tops danced in the living room. Ring lights glowed as they filmed videos for TikTok. The air smelled like hairspray and sweet perfume. Jessica handed Rebecca a tiny black dress. "Try it," she said. "No one will know." Rebecca hesitated, but her fingers touched the fabric. Slowly, she changed. In the mirror, she didn't see the church girl anymore. She saw someone new. That night, her parents were at a church vigil. Her siblings were asleep. Jessica sent a text. "Are you ready?" Rebecca applied makeup just like she had watched Jessica do. When she looked at herself again, she felt strange but excited. Her heart was beating fast. She stepped out into the dark night and got into a taxi. The club was loud. The lights were bright. The music made her chest shake. Girls moved like they owned the night. Men stared at them like they were gold. Jessica leaned in and whispered, "Welcome to the real world, church girl." Rebecca smiled. She should have been afraid. But she wasn single quotes. She went again. This time, she told her father, "I'm going to Grace's house for Bible study." Pastor James smiled and said, "That's my girl." But Rebecca wasn't going to Bible study. It was a rooftop party, expensive, private, and filled with people who lived big. Champagne glasses clinked, laughter floated in the air, and money danced in the pockets of men wearing gold watches and sharp suits. Jessica introduced her to David. He was older, handsome, confident. His eyes scanned her like he already knew her secret. "You're new," said, sipping his drink. Rebecca nodded. Suddenly shy, Jessica smiled and said, "She's special, David." David smirked. "I can see that." That night, Rebecca made a choice she would never forget. David started calling her, texting her, sending her gifts, perfume, shoes. The newest iPhone. You deserve nice things, he said. And Rebecca believed him. She felt powerful, desired, free. But the price came soon. One night, David picked her up in his black car. The inside smelled like leather and danger. You're beautiful, he said. Brushing her hair from her face, Rebecca smiled nervously. Then he leaned closer, and Rebecca understood what he really wanted. She froze. She had enjoyed the attention, the gifts, the thrill. But now, she had to decide, was she still the church girl, or had she become someone else? She chose, and it was the wrong choice. The next morning, Rebecca woke up feeling different. Her skin still smelled like perfume. We're tired. Her heart was heavy. She looked in the mirror. She couldn't find the church girl anymore. And the worst part, she didn't feel sorry. Her double life had begun. By day, she still led worship, still smiled, still said, Amen. But by night, she was someone else, wild, wanted, and lost. And the more she lived this life, the harder it became to stop. But secrets don't stay hidden forever. Someone was watching her, and the truth was about to come out. The lie was starting to break. Rebecca sat in church that Sunday, wearing her long dress and soft smile. She looked like the perfect daughter, the perfect church girl. But inside, her heart was beating fast. She hadn't slept. Her phone had buzzed all night with texts from David. Angry texts. Scary ones. You think you can ignore me? I made you. You owe me. Come outside now. Rebecca rubbed more makeup over the faint bruise on her wrist. David had grabbed her when she tried to leave the club the night before. His fingers had been rough, his voice cold. This wasn't the same man who gave her gifts and told her she was beautiful. Rebecca wanted to cry, but she couldn't. Not here, not in front of her father, not in front of the church. She bowed her head in prayer. But her thoughts were far away. Her eyes closed, but her body was shaking. And then she felt someone was watching her. She opened her eyes slowly and saw her mother, Mrs. Evelyn Adams, staring at her from the front row. Her mother's eyes were sharp. To sharp dot after church. Rebecca tried to walk fast to her room, but her mother stopped her. Rebecca, her stomach turned. Yes, Mom, you've been quiet, distant, and... Her mother gently touched the spot on her wrist. What happened here? Rebecca pulled her hand back. Oh, it's nothing. I burned myself while ironing. Her mother frowned. I don't remember you ironing lately. Rebecca's hands started to sweat. I was at Grace's. I used her iron. But Mrs. Adams just stared at her, not believing the lie. Come and help me in the kitchen. She said Rebecca wanted to say no. She wanted to run. But she nodded and followed. In the kitchen, the smell of fried plantains filled the air. Rebecca began slicing onions, trying to act normal. Tell me the truth, Rebecca, her mother said softly. Rebecca froze. What do you mean? You're lying to me. I feel it. Rebecca forced a laugh. Mom, you're overthinking. Her mother turned to face her. I was young once too. I know what it looks like when a girl is in trouble. I know what it means when someone is hiding something. Rebecca's throat tightened. She thought of David, of the dress she hid under her bed, of the fear in her chest. You can tell me anything, her mother said gently. Rebecca looked into her eyes. She wanted to speak, to confess everything. But then her phone buzzed. It was David. Come outside now. Her stomach twisted. I need to go study, Rebecca said quickly. Her mother tried to stop her, but she was already walking away. She didn't see the tears forming in her mother's eyes. Outside, David waited in his black car. When Rebecca got in, she knew something was wrong. His face was hard, his eyes cold. You've been avoiding me, he said. No, she replied. I was just busy. He didn't believe her. David suddenly grabbed her chin, making her look at him. Don't lie to me, Rebecca. She felt fear rise in her chest. She nodded. I'm sorry. He let go and smiled again, the fake smile. Then he handed her a gold bracelet. To remind you who you belong to? Rebecca's skin crawled. Belong? She wasn't an object. She wanted to throw it away, but instead she put it on. And in that moment, she knew. She wasn't free anymore. At school the next day, Rebecca tried to act normal. But someone was watching her. Grace, her best friend. At lunch, Grace pulled her aside. "We need to talk." "About what?" Rebecca asked, forcing a smile. "You've changed," Grace said. "You lie. You disappear. And sometimes, you smell. Like alcohol." Rebecca's stomach twisted. "It's nothing." Grace leaned closer. "You know I love you, right? Then tell me the truth. Are you in trouble?" Rebecca's hands shook. "I'm fine." Grace didn't look convinced. Then came the words Rebecca feared. "I followed you last night." Rebecca's heart stopped. "What?" "I saw you," Grace said. "At the club that wasn't you. That wasn't the girl I grew up with." Rebecca opened her mouth, but nothing came out. "Talk to me," Grace begged. "Is someone hurting you? Is it that man?" "David," Rebecca thought of his grip, his angry voice, his threats. She wanted to scream, but she couldn't. She was too deep. "Too afraid? I just needed money," Rebecca said weakly. "You don't need money that badly," Grace replied. "You don't understand," Rebecca said, and pulled away. "Then help me understand." Rebecca turned her back. "We're done talking." But her heart was breaking. She had lost her best friend, and she had no idea how much worse it was going to get. That night, Rebecca didn't sleep. She sat by her window, staring at the city lights. Her phone was full of David's messages. Angry, threatening. He wanted her to come to a private party. She didn't want to, but if she didn't know what he would do. The girl who once led worship in church now feared the man who once called her beautiful. Rebecca had made her choice, but now she couldn't escape it. And the truth. She wasn't sure who she was anymore. Not the church girl, not the slay queen, just a girl in trouble, and the storm was just beginning.